power of gratitude. Are you battling with the thought of, I have nothing to be grateful for, Cynthia? Right now, things are looking pretty tough. I'm not sure if I'm making it through. I am trying to survive. Things are really looking like everything is against me. I get it. I've been there myself in so many ways, and it doesn't mean that now life is smoothly and is going super easy. Life is always going to have the ups and downs. But what I've been gifted with is to change the perspective of what I see, the obstacles that I am being confronted with. Let me explain. So, the obstacles are always going to be there. You can always see it as something that is getting on you in your way, that is stopping you from becoming or doing what you want, or you can see it as an opportunity to do something different and redirect your energy, because you can always start from scratch. So let me just give you an example with myself, right? One of the hardest periods of my life was when I had to go through a divorce. And so, right at that moment, I felt like the world was crumbling down. The dynamics of my family was changing. I was wondering, like, I kept asking why. I kept asking God, why is this happening? My kids don't deserve this. Like, why is this so difficult? Like, I was really just going through a roller coaster of emotion, not understanding what the purpose of going through a divorce was and why was this presented to me. And the suffering and the pain, more than anything, was of like the disruption of the structure of my family, right? Like the changes that I will have to be confronted with. And so I didn't see the beauty of the things that God was working in my way, like that God was working in my favor, that God was working in me. And He needed to work in me for me to show up in a different way, to be able right in front of a camera, talking to you of how I overcame something that He knows you can overcome too, to find your purpose in life. I'm Cynthia Maria, your intuitive life coach, and I am here to serve you in any way I can to connect you with your higher self. Can you imagine tapping into your power? A power that is so profound, that connects you to that higher self. We together can guide you, can work on a different journey that is going to work towards your benefit. God is always working towards your benefit, even when it doesn't seem like it is. I am a big believer of God, so I'm going to speak in this video openly about it, because people that aligns with this message and has been waiting for one, this is the video that is a message that comes right from Him to you, and that's why you're watching this video. Right in the middle of the stress, heartache, and about to lose hope, I remember the time that I got on my knees, because one thing was happening after the other, and I couldn't understand what was happening. And God has its ways to have us return to Him, because the only way we will look at Him and we return to Him is when we ask for His help, when we've forgotten about Him. And so that's what happened to me. And so things started aligning into, like, He started putting things in my way that got me to what I needed to be a testimony for you today, that what He's done in me, that He's doing in you right now. And it might feel like it's really tough and it's disheartening for a lot of us, but you know the beauty that it is when you get your answers, because sometimes the answers that we get from God are not what we expected and are not what we would like, because as human beings, we like to be in control of the outcome and see, like, I want that thing. Even though He goes like, well, that's not in your best interest, honey. Maybe you should go this way. And I think, in fact, you should go this way. But you're like, no, God, I want to go this way. It's like this spoiled child that is just like throwing a tantrum. But I want this, even though He knows what's best for us. And it's not until we let go of control, because He is the driver. We're just here to follow His what He wants for us, right? When we put Him in charge everything unfollows the way it's supposed to unfollow. And it's everything unfollows like the way it's supposed to unfold. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So in this time when it was so hard for me to see myself, right? Like I can remember vividly what that time was like for me. I started kind of attracting people in my life to either was keeping me in that victim mentality, corroborating a belief that I already had that was like, I'm not good enough, or like, I'm never going to find love again, or like anything that I whatever belief I have in myself, right? So I started attracting people that had some of the same traumas that I had, or will kind of in a way take advantage of where, like the vulnerable stage that I was in, because as a single mom, you will say yes to anything just because you were in survival mode. And sometimes we say yes to things that are not in the best interest of us. And so when we come to the light, to him, right? We give our life to him, and things start unfolding in a way where you're like, all right, I get it. You're in church. Let me just be hands off. You're in church. A lot of people start like removing themselves from your life. People that feel uncomfortable with your growth, people that tell you, makes you feel guilty for changing instead of celebrating the changes within you because they're not convenient for them. And so people's true colors start showing. Now, it doesn't make them a bad person. It just makes them, whatever belief they have about how things are supposed to work out for them got disrupted. So they're not gonna like that. That doesn't mean like necessarily that they're bad people. It's just like they didn't get to use you the way they were expected. Like they were expecting to use you towards their benefits, right? In their mind, they were benefiting you because they got you. That you're a victim. You were here. You were there. Like I got you out of that mess, right? A lot of people would understand this concept. So now when you start empowering yourself with thoughts and belief that are more aligned with the person that you want to be, a lot of people is going to be removed from your picture and new people is going to come in it. So my advice to you with starting being grateful for the things that are happening. For example, the reason I told my story is because the power of gratitude was what helped me in every hard moment that I've been in my life. Like for example, throughout my divorce, I made a commitment once I started working on myself, and I started to realize that what I was creating was really getting me in a deep feeling of sadness, that I was going to start seeing in the father of my kids every single good things I could possibly see, and give opportunity for him to show how I can trust him again as a co-parent, right? Sometimes a romantic relationship wouldn't work out with that person, but the co-parenting family relationship is always going to be there. That's something that took me a while to understand. Separating the relationship that didn't work out as a couple with the relationship that you're always going to have with that person as a family. And so I started being grateful for him taking them to the baseball games. I started being grateful for him showing up for me and reviewing a document, showing gratitude because he informed me of something that was important for me to make a decision on. Every little detail, him bringing me cheese because, like, I don't know, my son wanted cheese that day. Like, everything you can think of, I started being grateful for it. So I would encourage you to start today with a journal that you can create yourself. You don't have to necessarily buy a journal if you've never done it before, but it's structuring in a way where you start your day with 3 things that you're grateful for. 3 things. Start your day always mentioning 3 things that you're grateful for. And you can refer to God, to the universe, whatever you believe in. I refer to God. Then at the end of the day, I want you to put the 3 things that went incredibly, or just something that you're grateful for that happened during the day that you didn't expect. Or it could be something that you repeated, like that you wanted in the morning. Then if something you were not so grateful about, or something that didn't work out in a way that you wanted, I would suggest you write down 3 things that you could have done differently around a situation that you couldn't control, or you felt like you were out of control. Okay, so 3 things. Number 1, write down 3 things that you're grateful for to start your morning with gratitude. Number 2, finish your day with 3 things that you're grateful for that happened during the day. Some of them could be unexpected. And number 3, what are the things that you could have done differently? Start practicing gratitude every single day. The relationship that now I have with my co-parent is the best that I've ever had. If you would have talked to me years ago, I would say never, ever would I want to talk to that man. Now I am thankful for him, for all of the beauty that has been creating within me, for the 2 beautiful sons that I have thanks to him, and for all of the life transformation that I've created for my family and stepping into the best version of me. He was a big part of it. And a lot of people in my life, whether they realize it or not, in a good and bad ways, have always worked out in my benefit. Always God blessing me, always God showing me the way. When he wants to redirect me, he always shows me the path. I want you to know what this feels like. I want you to be a testimony of this next time. And this is why I created this questionnaire that is down below the description. I want you to fill it out so you can have an opportunity to talk to me so I can guide you better. I want to have the opportunity to serve you better. And if you qualify to be in this community that Coach Mars and I have created to allow men to step into their best versions of themselves, then this is the community for you. But I want to be able to talk to you to see if you could be a part of this, because you need to be ready. It's a very intense program. It is something that once you do it, there's no looking back. This is a transformative experience, and I am so honored and grateful that God is putting the right people in my life to lead me to what has become my biggest purpose in life. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to like this video, share it with anybody that needed to hear this today. I love you. Thank you for being here. Always sending blessings your way.